Also, we might be recording now. We're doing something different. Jenn is going live on TikTok. So not only will we be recording this for YouTube, but if you guys happen to catch, we just posted it over on our pages. You can join us live on TikTok right now, but it's making her confirm our age. And some of us are, that scrolling bar is getting longer and longer.
It's taking me a minute, okay? Give me a minute.
All right. Gosh, are you serious? It's not gonna.
Choose method. Facial age estimation. Your selfie will be used to estimate your age.
I mean, they're never gonna believe them.
Selfie with ID. Take photos of your government issued ID and then a
I would
use
just
my
guess.
face. You better not be like, oh, you don't look like you're that old.
All right. I'm not cutting this part out. Y'all are just gonna see how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
There you go, Jenn. Put your face in there. Put your face in there. No contact.
Did it work?
There, age confirmed.
Okay. I guess I look my age.
Yes. Okay. Now I think you do actually still have to say go live. Like you have to. Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Cool. All
We're
right.
live on TikTok.
We are live on TikTok right now, and welcome to the Unruly Duo podcast, which will be going up on YouTube tomorrow. I am Brandi.
I am Jenn.
And I already said the unruly part, so we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So we just have it's been the year of the fire horse for us. I was telling Jenn today is like it's hard not to give astrology credence when, at least for me, I have felt such an energy shift and a lightness since the year of the fire horse started. We're also starting to see some movement and traction in areas of our lives.
Yep.
And we have exciting news to share. Jenn and I are officially going into business together in the Unruly Temple. I know a lot of people are probably like, we see you guys together all the time. Were you not already? No, not officially. Not officially. No. Obviously, since she's living here and we're such good friends, like there's obviously a lot of sharing of resources, but
and like, we work really well together.
Yes.
And we complement each other. We also balance each other out. And it works well.
Yeah.
And what's kind of funny about it too is that, like, so in my mind, before I even came here, I had the Unruly Temple already, like, formed in my brain, and Brandi had been making art that said Unruly.
Yes.
And so when I got here and I saw that, I was like, oh, you're kidding. So it's just like it just formed in a way that is
seemed to be meant to be. And so, but we kind of made it official in a very informal way. I was just like, you want to do this for real sometime last week? And she's like, yes. And to your point, we bring a lot of, I think we've mesh really well together, and like our combined strengths, I think, make for, like, I'm super excited. I am so excited. I told her every single morning since we decided this, I wake up excited. I wake up energized. I just think, because for those that aren't around Jenn, like, she has such a great energy. She's so passionate about her mission. It is so pure. The integrity is there. The vision is there. She's so creative. And I also see an avenue where I can contribute as well, some of the gifts that I have, and to, like, be able to create this holistic thing, this beautiful, sacred, fun, holistic, that is our own and has nothing to do with hierarchies, nothing to do with outdated systems, nothing to do with some dude telling us this, that, or the other. And to create
politics,
no politics, is really, I'm super excited. And so I like to say that Jenn is CEO and CMO, which is Chief Executive and Chief Marketing Officer. I am CFO and COO, which is Finance and Operations. Jenn drives the bus. I make sure the wheels stay on. That's how it works. That's how it works.
I'm driving. I don't
You're like,
I don't know how I do it.
Part of that is, so first of all, at the top, if you guys aren't following the Unruly Temple on Instagram, please go do that. Obviously, you can also follow us individually, but that is the umbrella under which this business is we are creating kind of our own sacred temple.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. You described it really well the other day. We were talking about, like, how we're creating, like, wholeness
Yes.
in a person. Do you wanna talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit?
So one thing, what Jen brings, she's got such a great style, design element. And she also, obviously, if you've been following her for a while, you know she has 17 years of experience in jujitsu and self defense, with a passion specifically for women's self defense. She's a jujitsu black belt. And so she really brings this empowerment and this. Like, when you feel like you can be safe in your body and, like, you can maintain your autonomy and you have a way to protect yourself, like, just how, like, how that feels in your body, it feels so strong, it feels, like, safe, it feels secure.
Mhm,
Um so there's that physical and mental aspect, which is a discipline, but also a joy. And then we also are bringing in with me, we're adding in yoga, which my yoga really focuses on energy in the body and moving your body and allow it in a way that allows those energy channels to flow freely.
mhm.
Because we tend to, all of us, especially those of us of a certain age, we're like, our joints are glued together at this point. Um, and art. And so it's like she brings like there's the physical arts, yoga, jujitsu, self-defense,
Mhm,
and those movements, and then there's art mediums in the form of a 2D medium. So I'll be bringing in art classes. And so we've also talked about mindfulness and meditation,
mhm.
journaling, kind of bringing together like mini women's retreats through it to where, you kind of you get to move your body, you get to move your soul, you get to move your spirit, you get to feel grounded physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, and, I'm very passionate about making tools to help process hard emotions and heavy emotions and trauma, because I've been through the absolute ringer. Don't laugh.
it's like the
If that tells you
understatement.
anything, the understatement of the
It's the
year.
understatement of the decade. And there's a thing or two, like,
I know a thing or
yes.
two about processing heavy, hard emotions.
By the way, hi everybody on TikTok. We're recording our podcast, The Unruly Duo, and thought that we would take you guys along for us live. So feel free to pop in questions as if they come up. But yeah, right now we're talking about the Unruly Temple and what we're bringing. It's a virtual space right now at theunrulytemple.com. Sorry to interrupt. Go for it.
Oh, no, you're good. But I'm also very passionate about that, as well because, like, my first love, before jujitsu was writing, and
Yes.
so I absolutely love writing, and if I can share, what I've gone through, and not only what I've gone through, but how I was able to, um, overcome it.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times I feel like we go through trauma or just horrific things in life, and it can destabilize you. It can affect your relationships, your family dynamics, and your entire life if you don't know how to process
Yeah.
what happened to
Yeah.
you properly, and you don't have the proper tools, and if you don't have the proper support.
Yes.
Because the aftermath of going through traumatic events is actually the most important because your support system,
Yes.
and what happens to you after that sometimes can actually be worse than the actual trauma itself.
Which we saw in this most recent,
Correct.
and I guess, for me, I'm not part of a community the way Jen is, where she has been part of a very specific, I would say still fairly niche community, fairly
Yeah,
small community,
especially women.
um, for almost 2 decades, and to hear crickets when you're crying for help.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just
It didn't occur to me initially, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It didn't occur to me
no.
because I had not been part of a community like that where you are hoping or expecting or thinking like I've been part of this infrastructure.
Right.
Surely somebody within it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been one of the leaders and pioneers in
Yeah.
women's self-defense
Yeah.
in jujitsu, and to see people or have people, dismiss me or not believe me or kind of wait to see, you know, if the smear campaign was true or not, instead of like having the courage to ask me questions or come to me. Um, there was a lot of betrayal in that. And, not only was I not supported, I had to also process betrayal on a public platform.
Yeah.
you know like, so I had to go through all this trauma and destruction and public humiliation and betrayal, you know uh, pretty much on my own, alone. I mean, I've spent most of my time processing all of
Yeah.
these emotions and grief, and the the ups and downs have been just, I mean, if it weren't for the work that I've done in the previous years, you wouldn't see me sitting here grounded,
Right.
creating business,
Right.
creating in general,
Right.
and speaking up about it the way that I have,
Yeah.
unapologetically, and just, leaving people behind, because that's one thing that I've learned through all this is, you know, I'd rather be alone
Yeah.
than be with people who don't believe what I'm saying is true, or dismiss me in such a way that I am just disposable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always the disclaimer is Jen's core group of friends. And you guys know who you are. You
Yes,
guys,
I have an amazing inner circle that
yes.
they
Continue.
survive.
Yes.
They survived, and
Yes.
those people, and that's what you find out when you go through hard times in life, is that
Who those people are.
you find out who
Yeah.
your people are. And
They've become people that I respect and
mhm.
who I've connected with as well, who reached out to me when they, when they couldn't get to Jen. People who literally didn't know where she lived, but figured it out from a picture
The
so that they could make sure she was safe
Mhm.
when they hadn't heard from her for a while, who have contributed across, financially, mentally, legally. You guys have been,
And just sharing it,
yeah.
like buying a t-shirt or stuff like
Yes.
that here
Yeah.
and there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really proud to be part of this group. To begin to meet and understand the people a little bit who are in your group, and now to count myself as one of them. Like, I'm in good company.
Well, you fit right in.
Thank thank you.
Yes. And I can't wait till we all
Yes.
in one
Oh
room.
my gosh, that's gonna be
It's all
fantastic.
over for you guys.
Yeah.
It's all over for you folks. So
And so one of the things, so kind of let's talk about our initial offerings through the Unruly Temple. We're starting to put together classes that we will be doing virtually
Mhm.
at first.
Mhm.
And so the first one will be
the virtual one, or
yeah,
yeah,
oh yes. So let's talk about virtual, and then we can go back to some in-person stuff that's going on too. Yeah,
yeah.
it's absolutely right. So
So virtually, what we have going on, I'm starting a virtual jujitsu class. This is a class that's going to require no mats. It's something that you can do in the safety of your own home and in the comfort of your own living room.
yep.
Um, what I didn't really think too much about when I was creating this was how realistic it
Yeah.
is, because, me and
That's
Brandi have been, practicing and, training, uh, in the like, the
on the
dining
yeah.
area,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Just on the floor.
Yep.
And, in jujitsu or any most martial arts, you have a soft mat, which is great, especially for like takedowns
Yes.
and things like that.
Yes.
But when it comes to self defense, especially women's self defense, we're thinking about being attacked by somebody bigger, stronger, uh, more violent than we
Yes.
are. So to
Yes.
take somebody down who's not only bigger and stronger than us, somebody who is violently
Yes.
attacking us, takedowns and stuff like that is not the most practical
Right. Right.
way to go about it. But there are other ways that women can protect ourselves when it comes to self-defense, and that's what I focus on, is survival.
Right.
Because we're not trying to attack someone who's attacking us, right?
Mhm.
Somebody who attacks me, I want to survive whatever they're attacking me with. So if they're trying to strangle me, I need
Yes.
to know how to
Yep.
survive. If
Yes.
somebody's strangling me and I'm thinking about how do I kill this person, you're going to get choked out.
Right.
Right. Or how do I break this person's
Yep.
arm, or how do I knock them out? You can't when somebody's hands are around your neck.
Yeah.
And so you have to think first, how do I survive? Then you can start to escape, you can better your position. But we also have to think about energy preservation.
Yes.
And so while we're doing this, we have to find positions, right? When we're being attacked, where we're safe. We're protecting our necks. We're protecting our head from
Right.
being
Yep.
um, knocked out, because that's really the most dangerous part of being attacked.
Right.
And, there's no time limits, there's no weight classes,
Yep.
and there's no mats when we are attacked, whether that's in our home or in the street.
Street. Yep.
And one of the number one places that women are attacked is in her home.
Yeah.
Right? So,
It's usually someone.
yeah, it's usually someone they know. It's in their own home. Parking lots, college campuses.
Yeah.
But most assaults happen in the home.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I wasn't really considering when I decided that I wanted to do a virtual jujitsu class, right? For those of you who don't know, who are just joining me, I had a coordinated group who harassed me and cyber stalked me until my life was destroyed. I used to own a jujitsu school. I sold my mats, so I don't have any mats, but I am continuing to teach jujitsu, and so that's just kind of one of the, I think, benefits that I'm finding
Yeah.
as we're training,
Yeah.
right? Because Brandi is also, she's learning this too, like
Yes.
as we go. This is all new to Brandi.
Absolutely.
So all the videos that you see us doing online is pretty much what you're going to be doing
Yeah.
in that virtual jujitsu class. And we're doing it with mats. It doesn't hurt because it's safe, it's practical, and like I said, we're not our goal is not to, slam somebody
Right.
or knock them out
Right.
or even choke them unconscious, although that is, very practical, but you have to understand certain steps before you
Yeah.
can get to those points.
And that first class is April 3rd.
April 3rd, it's a Friday. It's
Yep.
going to be at 7 p.m. It'll be through Zoom.
Yep.
And you can, if you don't have a partner, you can still watch. If there's someone without a partner, I'm going to show you how to do the solo drills, which will be beneficial as well, because what it's going to do, it's still going to ingrain the movements into your muscle memory.
Yes.
So you can get used to, moving your body in such a way, and still learning the aspects of leverage and energy preservation.
Yes.
And also, we're going to be talking about the psychology of predators. We're going to be talking about covert abuse. Maybe, we might bring up current events and how it relates to each lesson. So even if you don't have a partner, you can still benefit from the class. So there is a partner rate, and there's also a group rate. So if you have a group of women and it's a Friday night, you want to have like a ladies' night or something of that nature, would be a fun class to attend.
It has been, as serious as this is, because she's taking you through scenarios of if you were to get attacked by somebody and put in a dangerous situation. That's a very serious thing, right? But, it's not a fun thing that it behooves women to learn these skills, that we would ever feel the need to have to learn these skills.
Yeah.
But it has been so fun. It has been so Jenn is such a great teacher. She makes it really fun. She makes it really positive. She makes it really practical. I'm somebody for as Pisces woo-woo as I am, I was raised by boomer working class parents. So I am so practical. I'm just I don't, the fact that I can say oh, I see how this helps me in real life. And yes, to her point, I don't have to there's not this weird hierarchy. There's not this bro culture. There's not anything. It's in my home. It's with somebody who understands the woman's perspective, who's devoted her life to it, and is such a just such a capable teacher. I a little over a decade ago, I found trail running, and at the time I said, this is kind of a tangent, but don't worry, I'm going to come back around. At the time, I said trail running was like a missing piece. It's like I found a something clicked in my internally, that wasn't there before. A piece clicked into place. this is another piece that clicked into place for me. It's going back to that idea of wholeness. Like I am learning something that is helping to make a whole person that I'm so in love with.
Mhm.
So I'm super excited. I hope a bunch of people join. In fact, I know as we continue to talk about this, more and more people will join because I love that Jenn is saying, like, I'm going to make this accessible and I'm going to make it the important stuff that matters to women and
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it to them. And you don't have to worry about feeling weird or having a certain gi or a certain like ranking or,
You don't even have to turn your camera off. So if you don't wanna be seen, like,
right.
we don't have to see you. You can see us, and you can chime in, ask questions if you need
Yep.
to. But if you do not wanna be seen or heard,
Yep.
that's totally, up
Absolutely.
to you. But,
Yep.
yeah, I think that's beautiful.
Oh,
And it's also, like, the what Brandy just described is what has kept me, uh, tethered to teaching women's self-defense throughout my journey because I've been through the ringer as far as becoming a black belt as a woman with my background. It's a long story. We're not going to
yep.
go through that today, but I will just tell
Well,
you, statistically speaking, I should have quit a long time ago,
yeah.
but I didn't. And one of the biggest reasons why is to hear women say what Brandy just said and to see that light come on.
Yeah.
And because that is exactly what
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yes.
And, when I became a teacher, I was like, I want to give this to other women. Other women need to feel
Yeah.
this. They need to have this information. Where was this information when I was growing up? Because it would have kept me out of a lot of environments and away from a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember, I interviewed Jenn, on a
Oh
podcast.
my goodness.
Pablo
Fear.
is here,
Oh my
everybody,
goodness.
especially the TikTok people. Look,
This is
you've got a
Pablo.
Pablo. I know. Oh my goodness. Um, I I remember you telling me that when you first discovered jujitsu, you were invited to a class in your 20s. You never probably heard of jujitsu.
No.
You didn't know anything about it. You
Mm-mm.
went on a whim. And you crying in your car afterwards because it was the first time you'd felt joy
Correct.
in
Yeah.
so long. And I was kind of like, at the time, like, I obviously like respected that answer and thought that was wonderful, but I didn't really get it because what I had seen, my limited perspective of jujitsu is like watching UFC or something, or it's like
Right.
guys like beating the crap out of each other. Like
Yeah.
the idea of joy in jujitsu was one that I didn't really understand
Right.
until we started doing this. And I was like, oh my God, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Like I woke up. So we went through, a routine, Jen was training me on something. The next day I woke up and I was just like, yeah, like I felt like, let's do this. I was so energized. I felt so confident in my body. I just felt like I had done something so productive and meaningful.
Yeah.
I also cannot wait for you guys to discover this and to feel that in your bodies as well.
Mhm.
So April 3rd, 7 p.m. on Zoom. You can sign up at theunrulytemple.com.
And that's a Friday, and it's going to be every Friday at 7 after the
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then starting the next week, I am on Saturday morning. Did I decide 9 or 10 maybe? Anyway, Saturday morning,
I think
mid-morning.
9.
Yep.
Nope. 10.
Okay.
Oh, I can't look because I'm on my phone. I
Um,
said 9 or 10, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, you can also find it on theunrulytemple.com. I am taking you through a yoga class. I'm a longtime yoga practitioner and certified instructor. And I've already actually developed a series based on the Fire Horse. We're starting with a 3-part series. One is going to be hip openers to release all that was behind us. The next one will be grounding, where we kind of, because one thing about that we've been reading about the Fire Horse is supposedly the year of the Fire Horse is like a lot of energy and a lot of growth and like upward movement.
Mhm.
And the thing about that is, at least from what I've read, is when there's a ton of energy, if you're not really grounded and really directional,
Yeah.
like it can be chaos,
Right.
right? So
There's so much energy,
right,
so
it's
much
just you're
so much
just kind
chaos.
of
Everything's crumbling, and you just have to be able to
So I'm going to be taking you through. It's kind of the second one's kind of 2-part. We're really going to get grounded in our body and really feel that kind of root chakra, and then we're also going to be opening up in the top in like our heart chakra because
expanding.
when you're grounded, you can bloom.
Mm.
Right? Think about a lotus flower. Like a flower is not going to bloom unless it's got a strong root system. And a lot of the wildflowers around here actually have really extensive root systems. The area that we're in is got capricious weather, and so these beautiful flowers to grow, they really have to be grounded to be able to bloom. And so that'll be the second one, and
Mhm.
then the third one will be bringing in more energy and pranayama and power moves to get that breath of fire
To
going.
ignite it.
Yes, get that breath of fire going. This is what I was thinking about when I couldn't sleep last night. Um,
Yeah.
and so that'll be the first 3 yoga classes every Saturday at either 9 or 10. It's on the website.
Yeah.
Um, and so we also have ideas about other virtual classes that we'll be bringing.
Mhm.
Um, and I just you guys, for your own selves, for your own selves, for your own energy, for your own love, like to be part of this and to feel that in yourselves. We're doing this as much as we do this for ourselves and our expression and what's important and passionate to us. Um, we do this for you guys too, because it's been so impactful for us and so
Mhm.
joyful for us that we just want to share.
Yeah. I mean, like, when we trained that first day, because we went through like that was like the first time we did like a full lesson,
Yes.
right? Like
Yep.
a whole hour we just trained jujitsu,
Mhm.
and then the next day, she was like, "Do you want to, would you want to
Right.
train again today?" I'm like, "Yes." Like
Yes. Yep.
because I just, it brings me
Yeah.
so much joy because it's like it's an energy exchange. It's a joy exchange. Like
Yeah.
it brings me joy. It brings you joy. And it's a beautiful thing when women come together. And, what we're doing, especially in jujitsu, is we're coming together to, um, stomp all over the patriarch.
100%. 100%. You know how when you feel really strong after whatever it is, a strength workout or a long run, or you just feel like really badass, like you're just like, yeah, that really joyful, like free badass energy. That's
Mhm.
what this whole thing that we're creating is.
Yeah.
That feeling is we are creating this whole community and place and movement for that feeling.
Right.
Just like
Right. Because why have we gotten so overpowered by men? Because we lack the strength physically. That, I mean, you go back and we've just been
yes.
dominated because we are considered the prey, right? They
Yeah.
used to drag us around by our hair in the caves. And it's when you learn jujitsu, what you're doing is you're leveling the playing field,
Mhm.
and it's called
Mhm.
the great equalizer
Yeah.
because we're not relying on strength, we're not relying on speed, we're not relying on athleticism,
Brute force
brute
violence.
force, or violence. So everything that I teach is going to be non-violent. It's going
Yeah.
to be it's you're going to learn how to preserve your energy, which is the most important
Yes.
survival strategy across the board when you're learning self-defense, because if you run out of energy, well, you
Yeah.
lose the fight,
Yep.
right? So if we're able to equal the playing field where we're no longer, you know, being preyed upon
Yeah.
every time we go outside,
Yeah.
right? If you walk around, you're like, "Oh, I could survive against 99% of
Yeah.
the men out there." Do you know what that does to your psyche?
Yeah.
Right? And when you have that kind of confidence, that starts to bleed into
Yep.
other areas of your life.
Yeah.
The way you walk, the way you talk, the
Handle work situations.
yeah,
Handle
how you set
relationship.
boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
what you're willing to, settle for. And, it really opens up this new avenue for women because we can get rid of that subliminal message in our minds that every time we go out anywhere that we're going to be murdered or attacked in some way.
Mhm.
Not to say that you learn self-defense from me and you're just, you know, superwoman and you're never gonna
I don't know.
get
Don't
caught,
doubt
that you're
yourself.
invincible. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is it's going to increase your odds of survival if you ever are,
Absolutely.
tremendously.
And I can attest. And I can attest. And then to create, that to have that confidence, again, that physical autonomy, like to me as a woman, it's so important that I feel like this is my body.
Mhm.
you
And
know?
you can protect it.
Right.
Mhm.
And I have skills. I have real skills in a real world situation
Yep.
that, and then we also layer on it if you want to be more mindful, if you want to be more, have the, you know, energy in your body flowing better, if you want to express your creativity. One of the things I was telling Jen about is I was like, I kind of have an art idea. Could I do it through the temple? And she's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, yes, I love that. And so
Yes.
if you'd like to explore creativity, I'll be bringing an art class
Mhm.
to the temple. I keep calling it create your own avatar. I think avatar is kind of a not the right word because everybody thinks of the blue cats at this point. It's kind of
Blue cats. Never heard them called that. The blue cats?
on the movie.
I've never heard them called that.
Oh, okay.
The
Well, I mean, they kind of look like
okay.
blue cat,
They
the
do.
tails and
Yeah.
well, anyway.
Mhm.
It's really about we're going to be creating a portrait of our favorite self, our the self that you maybe dream about or are working towards. And we're actually going to create a portrait of that. And to me, um, you know, you're literally kind of bringing it to life because you're making it a form. It's not just in your head. It's now
Mhm.
tactile. You can touch it and it's got color and texture.
Bring it to
Um,
life,
bring it
basically.
to life. And that to me has always helped me bring to life characteristics that are really important to me within when I'm able to actually bring them kind of to life out in the real world and not just in my head.
Mhm.
So
But you're also gonna be, it's gonna be a little interactive where you're drawing
yeah.
inspiration
Yes.
from
Yeah.
nature,
Yeah.
so
So there'll also be more coming there. Again, the
mhm.
unrulytemple .com to look for.
And I will say, when you're practicing art, it is a mindfulness
Oh,
practice.
it is.
Jujitsu is as well when you get to a
Kind of.
certain level, right? It can be very mindful. You can get into the flow and
Mhm.
and it becomes this kind of meditative state. Um, but when we're speaking in terms of like energy preservation, right? Remaining calm under pressure, under stress, under chaos, being calm when you are being attacked, that's that's something you have to practice. That's not something that
For
we
sure.
just inherently are
For
born
sure.
with, right? And so what Brandy is bringing to the table is also other ways that we can practice being
Yes.
calm.
Yeah.
Because the more you practice being calm, whether that's, in yoga or in jujitsu, you combine both of those
Yes.
and, you're gonna increase that skill of learning how to stay calm, especially if you're attacked. Because when it comes to jujitsu, we're putting ourselves in these very vulnerable,
Yeah.
terrifying positions. So that's going to allow us to be more calm if we were
Yes.
ever found in those situations on the street or in our home, anywhere we could be attacked, right? But that doesn't guarantee that we're going to be able to find the calmness
Yeah.
within us if we've never actually
Yeah.
practiced it. And so when you combine breathing and yoga with your jujitsu, it increases the benefits across the board.
We are going to be a community of queens. I mean, that's really how I look at it is we're going to be a community of queens.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm so like, again, I just,
And that's what we're creating as well. We're creating a community of women who are wanting to come together and, lead the way
yeah.
in as far as, helping women,
Yeah.
right? And believing women and just
Mhm.
encouraging women and helping women get through tough times. That's what we're here for and wanting to create.
When Jen and I were talking about this and kind of expanding on the idea of what the unruly temple could be, it kind of hit me that I was like, this is how you, without going into too much backstory, if you guys have been watching the podcast previously, we've talked about kind of what Jen has gone through, what women in general go through, a little bit of my own story as well, though it's not as harrowing as Jen's. But I think every woman has felt the restrictions of patriarchy and the negative aspects of patriarchy. And I also just want to say is even though we are focused on women, patriarchy affects men negatively as well. They're stuck in the same system, thinking they can't have emotions and that they have to follow this leader. And there's a lot of toxicity that affects them negatively as well. But we're focused on women as women.
Yeah, that's their
They can, yes, they can,
right?
they can figure, all power to them, and hope they have all the support they need. We are focused on women now, but I was like, this is something that this is how you leave the patriarchy and get out of the patriarchy, is you create the environment and the community and the system that that has nothing to do with the patriarchy and that it can't touch.
Yes, we are no longer male centered. Like, it's a man's world. Like, that's what, you know what I mean? Like,
it's raining men.
It's like we've been living in a man's world for such a long time, and we've been living by their rules. And so when it comes to jujitsu or how we present ourselves, how we wear our hair, right? It's all been designed by men. I mean, the owner of Victoria's Secret was a man, right? The person who created
also named in the Epstein files,
right?
So let's just
the person who invented bras, man.
Pantyhose,
tampons, pads, all were created by a man. And so we've just kind of gone along with their design, with their rules, and they don't work for us. Obviously, they're not working for us. And so that's why we're kind of removing ourselves. And for me, especially in jujitsu, because, the hierarchy, the politics, it has devastated me on days.
Yeah.
And like I said before, statistically speaking, I should have quit a long time ago. But I didn't. And it was because I always believed in my purpose. I always believed in what I'm doing right now. And that's what's kept me going.
Yeah.
And there was no man on this planet that had anything to do with with that part of me that kept me going and got me to this place.
Yeah.
It was all women.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of what we wanted to say about that, but I kind of had a fun thing.
Oh yeah.
And so
I'm gonna take my go out.
Okay. And then everybody on TikTok, if you're watching, if you want to put your answers to this in the comments, we'd love to see them. So there's this thing, speaking of men, I happen to be a fan of the Stephen Colbert Show. And he does this thing called the Colbert questionnaire. And the idea is if you answer these questions, you will be known by the world. Like they will be able to know,
what kind of person you are.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so they're not intrusive questions. And I was just like, since we are announcing that this is like, we're in business together and that, we're, kind of officially announcing the Unruly Temple and what we're going forward with, I thought it might be nice to ask our CEO, Jenn, these questions so that those that don't know her can get to know her. So Jenn, are you prepared to be known?
I am as prepared as I can be.
Okie dokie.
I've never seen these questions before.
And anybody who's ends up watching this on YouTube, if you want to put your answers in the comments, we'd love to read those.
If you guys want to answer these questions on TikTok, feel free. We can get to know you as well.
Okay, so first question.
Okay.
Jennifer, what's the best sandwich?
The best sandwich? Gosh. Like homemade? Like if I were to make
what in your opinion, what is the best sandwich? Whatever that means to you. It could be something that you buy, it could be something made.
So if I could have like any sandwich and like
yes.
This is this is completely just based on nostalgia.
Okay.
But I love, and this is terrible for you, bad for your health. But I love, especially on, a hot summer day, you're laying by the pool, or you're at the beach, swimming and sandwiches. Really, they go together. White bread, mayo, lettuce, tomato, turkey, cheese. Yeah. That's it. With chips.
I was about to say, do you add the Doritos?
And pickles.
Yeah. Do you add is it the Doritos?
I would go with potato Lays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's you cut it
I think so.
cut it in
Yeah,
triangles.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solid choice. What's one thing you own that you should really throw out? Ooh.
Hmm. One thing that I own that I should really throw out. I'm trying to think. Did you say old?
No, I just said one thing that
Oh, just one thing that I own that I
yeah, you
should throw
should
out.
really throw out.
Um, there's got to be something. Hold on. I'm running through every item that I have in my mind right now. And I don't have that many items.
I know I have a vote.
What?
Those freaking earphones that you have held
Hey!
together with tape.
You're right. You're right. Yes, those headphones. I was trying to think. I feel like there is something that I run across all the time. And I'm like, man, I should just get rid of that. Definitely, yeah, my headphones that I have taped together. Oh, probably my box fan that I have. I should probably get rid of that and replace it. It's just it's it's seen some things.
Okay. All right, Jennifer. What is the scariest animal?
The scariest animal?
Yes.
I used to think it was coyotes, like, my whole life, like, growing up, um, where I lived out in the country, you could hear coyotes every single night, and so I was terrified of coyotes, but I learned later on in life as an adult that coyotes rarely attack
Yeah.
humans, so I'm not really afraid of them anymore. But I would say the scariest animal to me now in this region would probably be a snake.
Okay.
Water moccasins,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep. Fair enough. Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
Okay. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
Yes.
Who was it?
Um, Hiron Gracie,
Okay.
Henner Gracie. I didn't ask them. I just waited in line,
Okay.
and
Oh,
they.
no, that's fair.
I think did I have that
No
autograph?
musicians at
Um, I don't even know if I got Henner and Hiron's autograph on anything. I feel like no. I've never been in the type of person that I've never idolized anyone. Like my whole life, I've never been like, oh my God, I gotta have the person's all. I've never, not one person in my entire life have I ever done that to. But I feel like I've gotten autographs from people,
Okay.
and especially in the jujitsu community. So I would say, not. That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
it doesn't. It's not burned into my brain. If
Okay.
I did.
What do you think happens when we die?
Hmm.
No, it's your answer. You can say whatever you want.
Um, I think when we die, it depends. It depends on where you are mentally when you die, um, and how mentally strong you are. I think that it boils down to how we practice life. I don't necessarily think it has much to do with what we know is like heaven and hell. I think there's a spiritual realm that we are, it's all energy. What kind of energy are you going to be in when you die? Someone asked me one time, if you had 30 minutes to live, what would you do in 30 minutes? And I was like, I would meditate, right? I want to be as calm as I possibly can and present, because I feel like that matters and determines kind of where you end up going after
Nice.
that. And what it looks like, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Favorite action movie?
I don't really like movies.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm.
Favorite smell?
Favorite smell would be mirth and frankincense together.
Okay. Least favorite smell?
Least favorite smell. I know I have one. My sense of smell is like it's very uh sensitive. I'm very sensitive to smell. So there's a lot of smells that I just don't like. Exhaust.
Okay.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this one. Exercise, is it worth it?
No.
No. Okay, maybe I don't know the answer to that.
Exercise isn't worth it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flat or sparkling?
Depends.
Okay.
I mean, if it's water, I want flat. If it's like
I mean, I think that's
fruity, sparkling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most used app on your phone.
Probably Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
You get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it? That doesn't mean you have to listen to it on repeat, but if you go to listen to music, this is the only song you can choose
For the rest of my life.
for the rest of your life.
I would choose Ring My Bell by
Ring my
what's her name?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I would choose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So now you all know Jenn, CEO of the Unruly Temple.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
No more questions, okay?
All right. Anything else you want to chat about or?
No, I think that's good.
Thank you guys on TikTok for joining us. If you didn't catch it, you're seeing us record a podcast that we do every week called The Unruly Duo. And you can find out a ton by going to theunrulytemple.com.
Yes.
So we appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you for joining.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.